We're talking about forecasting for this month, okay? How do we set up our month to forecast, and how do we have a plan to be able to maximize our opportunities this month? Well, one way that we can do that is simply by looking at what we sold last month, how many deals we put together last month, and then divide that by the amount of people that we had in a write-up stage, and then we'll be able to figure out our closing percentage, okay? For example, if I had 30 people sitting at my desk or working numbers with me or working a deal that I got into the write-up stage, and I have their trade information, I have all that stuff, that's a write-up stage, right? Going to that full, meet and greet. We do a product presentation, we do a demo drive, we do a write-up, then at that point we do a trial close, then we do a close. We have those steps, right, that are usually marked in our CRM. So if we sold 15 cars last month and we talked or wrote up and had a write-up stage of 30 customers, then you divide the total amount of numbers of deals into the write-ups, 15 divided by 30, and that was at a 50% closing ratio on what we wrote up. So if I'm going to forecast now for this month, if I'm going to forecast for the month of August or whatever month you're in, I'm going to say now at a 50% closing ratio, if I want to do 20 deals, I'm going to take 20 and divide that into 50%, and then that's going to give me my total amount of write-ups I need to have in order to hit 20 deals. So again, I want to help you understand that it's not just about picking a number from the sky when you say, how many cars do you want to sell this month? Between 10 and 15. Well, that's just really vague. Let's have a goal. Let's have a plan. Let's figure out what that looks like on a daily basis. Let's look at how are we going to get there instead of just saying, well, I hope I hit 20 this month. Hopefully it's a good month, and hopefully we can figure out a way to make 20 deals come together. No, there's more to it than hopefully. Let's put a plan in place. Let's manage our activities, and let's look at, based off of our closing ratio of the past few months. For example, I would even do maybe, if you've been in your store for 6 months or longer, I would look at doing like the last 6 months of business, or even look at what's my average closing ratio instead of just a 1 month ratio. Like last month, you could have had a blow up month and you had a 80% closing ratio, or 60%, or 50%, or whatever a number is. But then when you wash it out amongst all the other months, it might be at 40%. Use that number, and then you take the number or the goal that you're looking to hit for this month, divide it into your closing percentage, and that will tell you how many customers need to be written in the write-up stage in order for you to sell that many customers. So for example, let's just say that my closing ratio was 40%, and I want to sell 20 cars. If I'm going to sell 20 cars and I divide that into 40%, I need to have 50 customers in the write-up stage if I'm only closing at 40% closing ratio. That means that I got to talk to 50 people across the desk or next to them, depending on if you have a circle desk or not, where I'm writing up the deal and I'm working out a deal for them, 50 of them. And then if I say, okay, let's break it down even smaller into a bite-sized piece. Let's just say now I'm at, I have to figure out I have 24 working days for the month. I'll say if I need 50 actual customers, I'm going to divide that into 24 days. That's 2 customers a day pretty much. 2 times 24 is 48. So I need to have 2 write-ups a day in order for me to sell at least 1 customer a day, roughly, okay? You can even go and break it down even further by going by the day, just exactly what we just did. If 50% is or 40% is my closing ratio, and I want to sell a car a day, 1 car a day, I divide one into my closing ratio, 40%. Then I need to have 2.5 write-ups a day if I want to sell 1 car a day based off of me closing at 40%. So this will help you understand how many people you need to speak to in order for you to be able to achieve the numbers that you're going to end up selling for the month. So I don't want you just grabbing numbers from the sky. I don't want you just guessing on what you're going to do. I want you to look at, what did you sell last month? How many vehicles did you sell last month? Then I also want you to measure, how many write-ups did you have last month? How many people were in the write-up stage? I also want you to measure, as best as you can, how many actual phone calls you made, how many text messages you sent out, how many emails you sent out. Whatever that total number is, you divide that into your total sold vehicles, and that's going to tell you how many activities per sold vehicle it took for you to sell a car. So if you had 400, let's just say, total phone calls, and for the month, and you ended up sending out let's see here, 150 emails, and you ended up sending out, 400 text messages, and you sold, so that's 950 activities, and you ended up selling, let's just say, 15 units last month. When you divide 15 into 950, okay, that means it took 63 activities or actions to sell one vehicle. Are you following me? In other words, take all of your, see, this is the importance of measurements. You cannot, listen to me, you cannot manage what you do not measure. If you do not measure your activity, your phone calls, your video messages, your text messages, your emails, your conversations face to face, whatever it is that you're doing, measure it. Measure everything. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to quantify how you're going to reach your new number this month. It's great because now by doing this, it'll give you a benchmark. It'll give you something that shows you, based off of activity, this is what creates a deal. Are you with me? If I do this much activity, I'm going to get this many deals. It's how it works. We are in a numbers game. Sales is math. It's not magic. Too many times we think it's just a magic wand. How the heck is he selling 35, 40 cars a month? How in the world is that person doing that much business in 1 month? Look at the activity that they're doing. Measure it. Use what they have as an example of success, and then figure out how that can be put into your framework of a day, of a work day. So if your daily goal, or if your monthly goal is 20 for this month, how are you going to get there? I'm telling you right now, it may take a little bit of time at first to do this, but if you start doing this, if you haven't done this to this point, do it this month. Measure this month. Every single phone call, you better make sure it's documented in the CRM and it's accurate. Every single email, every single text message, every single video message, every single conversation, face-to-face, fresh up, whatever it is, make sure it's put together. Because at the end of the month, let's just say it's 2,000 activities or, actions where it's email, phone call, text message, video message, whatever it is. Fresh up conversation, service conversation with somebody in service. I went over and spoke to that person in service. All of this needs to be measured. Then you say, okay, I sold 25 cars last month. Divide that total number of actions and activities into that number. That'll tell you how many activities it took to create one sale. I'm telling you right now, guys, this business, we always tell our salespeople, you're a business within a business. You're like your own boss. You're like your own entrepreneur. You're a business within a business. The thing is that we never tell them how to run a business. If they knew how to run a business, they'd be out running their own business. They don't know how to do that. Salespeople may not know the knowledge to bring themselves to a place of, okay, this is how I quantify my sales. This is how I get to the number of what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay? If we don't help them, they're not going to know. So this is what's going to help. So if I want to do for this month, for example, I'm going to give you an example of a salesperson I just got off the phone with. Wants to do 27. And the reason why is because the store record's 26. They want to get 27 total deals for the month. Based off of what he's looking at, he's a 50% closing ratio salesperson. That means out of all the people that he does on write-ups, if he has 40 people that he wrote up, then he's gonna sell 20. Okay, if he has um, 60 write-ups, he's gonna sell 30. Okay, all of this is going to create a number at the end of the day. So this salesperson wants 27 deals. He needs to have 2.5 in order for him to get there. He needs to have, in order for him to do that, what he's doing there, he's looking to have at least 54 people that are in the write-up stage by the end of the month. Okay. Now we broke it out by week. What does that look like to have 27 deals? So we figured, let's just look at the end of each week. The end of each week equals, here we go. It's the 8th on this. The end of business for his week is Saturday. So they don't work on Sundays. So the end of business is on Saturday, the 8th. He wants to be at 7 deals. By the 15th, he wants to be at 14 deals. By the 22nd, he wants to be at 21 deals. By the 29th, he's looking to be at 27 deals by the 29th. So in other words, he wants to hit the goal before the month ends. And then everything he does on the 31st is bonus. Okay? He's looking to do a 27 car month in that time, shortening it. I said to him, if you want to reach that goal, you're going to have to come in with a plan. You're going to have to create however many activities you had for the month of last month to equal 20 deals. Then you're going to have to do whatever it takes to get 7 more deals. Figure that out, how it equals, taking that number like we just went through and dividing it by the total deals, and then that'll tell you how many activities it took to create one deal. You just add 7 more of those on top of that, and that's what's going to get you there. You are not going to get to a place where your activities are not, that you did last month, are not going to give you the same results this month. If you want to increase them, you have to increase your activities. The only way that you're going to get to a higher level is if you bring your activities to a higher level. Your same energy levels that you brought last month have to go higher. You have to come in with a more intense action. You have to come in with more intensity when you come into your store. You can't just get into the crowd like everybody else and sit there and expect that that's going to get you to the number that you need to get to. You're not only going to get there if you take what you have every single month and you maximize it 100%. Listen, everybody wants a 6-pack abs, but not everybody wants to put in the actions in order to get there. I have a friend of mine who bought this thing that goes on your abs, and it's got like electrodes that you press a button, and it contracts your muscles, and it tightens everything up, and then it lets it go, and then it tightens everything up, and then it lets it go. And so he told me that he's going to have a ripped core from this thing. He doesn't want to go work out. He just wants this thing to attach to his body while he continues to eat ice cream and do everything else, and then it's going to cause his abs to become ripped. Look, it may tighten your abs up, but that's not going to get you ripped abs. Everybody wants ripped abs, but not everybody wants to do the work, right? Everyone wants to be the best, but not everybody's going to put in the activities to get to the first place podium. Okay? They just want it to happen by having it come to them without having to put any energy or effort into it. It's not going to work that way. So you need to make it a point to, number one, sharpen your saw. Train every single day. You need to train every day. You need to go in with an intense activity of training. Have a learning culture, okay? A learning culture in your store. Increase your knowledge. Increase your knowledge of the product. Increase your knowledge of your company. Increase your knowledge of sales and of closing and of dealing with rebuttals against certain objections and building value. How do you build value? Practice building value on somebody that you work with, okay? Increase your knowledge, your competence, and your performance as an individual, and so that you can help bring your culture up inside your store. Increase it. Performance is the ultimate goal of increased knowledge, okay? Knowledge strengthens and empowers you in confidence in how you deliver what you say. It increases clarity and decreases confusion, okay? This is key because when you have the ability to take yourself and put training in you every single day, we always say it here at Auto Dealer University, training is something that you do. It's not just something that you did. Take time every day to invest into yourself and sharpen your saw. Okay? Sharpen your saw. Take time in the morning. Make it a routine. Okay? When you come in, take 15 or 20 minutes or whatever it is, 30 minutes, and spend time learning. So there's things called, there's two different categories when it comes to learning. There's the light learner category, and then there's the heavy learner category. A light learner invests an hour a week in learning, 1 hour, okay? You're considered a light learner. Because here's the deal, I'm going to tell you right now, there's lies that prevent you from learning and creating a learning and training culture within yourself and within your store. But every one of those things that are telling you not to do it are lies that will stop your performance and it will stunt your growth. So here's what I'm saying. There's a light learner category. Light learners invest 1 hour a week in learning. Heavy learners invest over 5 hours a week in learning. Listen, do you want to be the best? Do you want to stand at the end of the month on top of the podium in first place? Do you want to have and reach your complete potential and not just your possible potential or just making it, to barely achieving what you almost wanted to do and you were close, but if that deal didn't fall apart and if this, no, don't have an excuse as to why you didn't hit your number. Go all in, give it everything you have, be a heavy learner, take 5 hours a week and learn, increase your opportunity, your potential, your performance levels, and you'll get there. Heavy learners are 74% more likely to know where they want to go in their career and 48% more likely to have found purpose in their work, and they're 47% less likely to be stressed at work. So this is the key, guys. So listen to this. If you want to be the top dog, the top gun, whatever you want to call it, be a heavy learner. Have a strong desire to learn, okay? Have a strong desire to learn. Allow yourself the time to invest into yourself. Because here's the deal. Every single situation you're in, every deal you work, always make it a learning opportunity. How could you have gotten better? How could you improve? How could you do better? How could you make that a better situation for the customer? How could you have maximized gross? How could you have moved that deal forward? Take those times to learn and go through and grow from everything. Learning is the key for you to be able to achieve these numbers, okay? Again, you cannot manage what you do not measure. Look at what you are doing currently. Look at the activities. Look at the engagements. Look at the emails. Look at the phone calls. All that stuff. Use that. Divide that into the number of sales you had last month. That's going to tell you the type of activities that it takes to create one deal based off of your current skill set level. Now, you might not be happy with that. You might be saying, man, my closing ratio stinks. I don't want to duplicate that. I want to get better. So then you need to work on your closing. You need to work on sharpening your learning in the area of closing, objections and rebuttals, of handling the deal and penciling the deal and maybe presenting the numbers or speaking a certain way and transitioning from one point to the next so you don't stutter and then get shaky and cause them to lose confidence to say yes. All these different things. Whatever that thing is, learn from it, grow from it, get better in it, and then crush this month, guys. Go after this month with an intensity of turning up the volume in your activity and increase your activity to get to where you need to be. Also, again, we talked about learning and maximizing your opportunity through learning and through training. Okay, jump into the university, Auto Dealer University, maximize those areas. Repetition creates recognition. You do it over and over and over and over and over again. And you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. You keep doing it. And as you do it, it's going to be more calm. It's going to be more natural. It's going to be less robotic. It's going to be less forced. It's going to be a very free-flowing experience, and it's going to seem like it's very natural because after you do it over and over and over and over and over again and continue that cycle over and over and over and over and over again, it's going to get less and less harder. Okay? It's like anything. It's always harder in the beginning. It's always tougher at first. But once you get the hang of it and you stay loose, it's like working out. You know, you might have started out with, 5-pound neon green dumbbells, okay, with the same weight that maybe, someone on oxygen is using to just, get their strength back. But as you continue, you may be able to go further and grow stronger and go from 5 pounds to 7.5 pounds, or from 5 pounds to 10 pounds, and then to 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50-pound dumbbells. Eventually, because you do it over and over and over again, and you're getting stronger, and you're getting more skilled in doing the motions, okay? So it's the same thing, guys. Put this into practice at your store. Put this into practice for your store. Put this into practice for yourself, and you're going to see this month is going to end up being a great month. Thanks for stopping by again for our Workout Wednesday. We'll see you next time.